Hello, my name's Podkane, and this is a reading for Venus and Sagittarius relationship reading for the month of June 2024. If you're here in your Sagittarius sun, maybe you don't know your Venus sign, I invite you to look down in the description below and follow the link to get your full natal chart and all of your placements, including your Venus sign, which is what we are using to do these readings here today. So the cards that I'm going to be using in this reading, we have an oracle card from the What's the Vibe deck, just to get the vibe check here to start out with. Then we're going to do a 15 card spread that I developed designed for relationships. So if you're married or in a partnership, a new relationship, one that's been long term or long distance, that's what this reading was designed for. And then finally, we're going to get some advice for you from the Success Oracle deck. So I've already pre-shuffled for you. So we'll go ahead and get started. And hope you all's summers are going well so far. If this is the first reading you've seen from me, I also did a Astro Tarot checkup reading for all the rising signs that I invite you to look at as well. So what we have here is time, delay, procrastination, or too busy. That is sort of our theme right now around your relationship. That's the vibe. It's like time is of the essence. There's not enough time. Spend more time with me, or matters like that. Okay, so we're going to get more information on how that's affecting you and your person. So first we're going to pull for Sagittarius Venus. And then we're going to pull for their person. Okay. And then the issue. What's the issue between the people in this relationship? Okay. Next, we're going to look at what does Sagittarius Venus want to see from their person? What do they want from them? What do they want from the relationship? That's it. And what does their person want from the relationship? What does their person want from the relationship? Okay. What are your fears? What is Sagittarius Venus's fears about the relationship? And what is their person's fears about the relationship? Okay, how do you see them? And how do they see you? How can you support them right now? How can Sagittarius Venus support their person? And how can their person support them? Or what can you ask them for support with? What should you ask them for support with? There's a lot of themes of acceptance in these readings for this month. What are you learning about relationships? What are they learning about relationships? It's very forthcoming. Like, the cards are on the table, It's very forthcoming. Like, getting these draws are very easy. What are you releasing? What are you letting go of? What are you outgrowing? What is Sagittarius Venus outgrowing? Oh, Jesus. And what is your person outgrowing? Okay. All right. So if you didn't notice already, all these cards over here are related to you, your thoughts, your feelings on the matter. And then these are their cards and their thoughts and feelings. So first we're going to start with you over here with Three of Pentacles as a representative of you. Shows you working diligently and growing in your mastery, growing in your skill, either with relationships or maybe with something else that you're kind of working on independently. But it shows you being well liked, valued for your skills and talents. You might be approached by others. This isn't necessarily a romantic card, but even in a relationship reading, I would say like you may have other people being like, you're a catch. Like maybe even saying like, why are you with this person? Like you're the best. Like you deserve better and things like that. It could also just mean that you're very invested in your craft. You're a vocational type of work, whether if you're earning income from that or not, if you're self-employed or you're a creative, maybe you're a working artist or something like that. It shows a great deal of competency and mastery in some way, shape, or the other. And then with your person in the relationship, they have the 3 of Swords reversed and the 4 of Swords. They're definitely taking time out. They're trying to heal from something that's wounded them. They may be working, doing shadow work, which means basically just like looking at wounding, looking at maybe subconscious drives that have led them to do different things that may or may not be ideal. Just kind of spending more time definitely in isolation and at rest, and getting past this wounding and growing from it and I guess out of it is what I want to say. But they're definitely more isolated than you are. You're not right in the center of a situation or anything like that, but like you're definitely more focused on something tangible, where they're over here kind of doing inner work or trying to recover, maybe even from like an actual illness. And then here in the center, this is the issue. We have the 6 of Wands and the 3 of Wands reversed. Someone here with the 6 of Wands is being celebrated. They have a lot of attention on them. They're the winner. They've got their supporters and everyone's crowding around. And that couple with the 3 of Wands is like some kind of impatience, like not waiting for the answers, not waiting for the communication to come in or the messaging. I feel like the 6 of Wands is sort of on your part here, Sagittarius Venus, where you're wanting to be celebrated, but you're not getting the accolades, or someone in the relationship is desiring to be recognized and noticed, and they're not getting what they're looking for. So next after that, we have what do you want from the relationship? And we have the 10 of Pentacles reverse. This is telling me right off the bat that you're not really happy with the greater generational family structure that's going on, whether that's already existent or you're just generally like, I don't want people heavily involved in our relationship. I don't want to be part of this whole hierarchy. I don't want a traditional family structure. It's kind of saying like, it's also saying I don't really want to commit to something long term. I don't have the patience to build something from the ground up. That's going to take fucking decades. There's a couple other cards that suggest that too, for you here. What do they want? 6 of Swords. I mean, they just want to get out of a current mess that they're in, this a little bit of emotional, well, not even emotional, like mental anxieties and maybe overthinking or intrusive thoughts. Like this is the number one card of like just running away in the night from a terrible situation. And it's like suggesting that maybe they were hoping to run to you and that you were going to save them from what they're dealing with. Or maybe they're hoping that they can run elsewhere because something about you is putting pressure on them in a way that's not, it's either causing mental stress, although I don't really see much of that here, or it's kind of triggering. What are your fears in this situation? Well, first of all, it's like the world reversed. I'm not going to be seen. or it's never going to end. Where's the conclusion to this? Like, are you already trying to get out, or are you just like, maybe you have the subconscious fear that everything comes to an end, so you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, something's going to happen eventually, right? Another fear is not knowing what's ahead of you. Well, that's definitely that, right? It's like, you almost have this expectation of like, it's not meant to be, nothing's meant to be, it's not going to last. But I at least want to see it coming. And you're afraid of not being able to know when it's over, even. Like, am I in this for no reason? Is it already over and I'm just wasting my time? What are they afraid of in this situation? 6 of Cups reversed. Conditional love. This is always a card from someone's past too. Like childhood trauma. The only way that I can ever be loved is if I do what they want me to do, or if I do what they expect from me. They're afraid of not being loved unconditionally, even through their flaws or weak moments, or having an outburst, or an illness, or failing at this or that, or could be any different thing for your person. But the bottom line here is that they are afraid of not being lovable as they are. They're afraid that they have to be someone that they're not, or to be a perfect person, or to be their partner, their partner's ideal, to be able to earn love. So next we have, how do you see them with the Princess of Cups reversed? I mean, you're kind of seeing them as like emotionally immature, very moody, unstable emotionally, very like lots of emotions, and very all over the place. This would be like a card of like a young child, but like one that has having a lot of trouble with emotional control. I mean, are they that way? Or just in comparison to you? I don't know, let's keep going. Let's see more about how they see things. So they see you as the High Priestess, and that's certainly a card of wisdom and knowledge and knowing, and it's a very beautiful card, whether you're male or female. It's like a special sort of wisdom that's kind of it's not like you're being lectured by a high priestess, but you can just tell they know things, like they great intuition, and just seem to always have some kind of insight on all kinds of situations that come into their lives. But another issue that they see from you is that you don't speak too much on your inner world, and that stuff's very private. They may feel that you might be secretive about some things, and secretive in a sense of not necessarily in a betrayal sense or something incredibly negative. It's more just like, do they really love me? Or what are they really thinking? Are they trying to leave? Do they value me? Do they think I'm doing good? Or it could be any kind of thing like that. They're not really quite sure where you stand, where they stand with you. But they do definitely respect you in your energy. So next we have, how can you support them with the 7 of Swords? And this is the planning card. This is about being very deliberate and specific, especially in communicating or the way that you think about something. In order to help them, it may be important to be quite delicate with them, to not share everything. I mean, they kind of feel like you're already doing that. But I think the things that you do share, that you do talk about with them, it needs to be done with this knowledge in place, that they're afraid of being not loved for who they are. And they are really trying to heal from something right now. And so, like, criticism or comparisons or sharing that you yourself kind of have an issue with trust and commitment, those types of things are probably not wise to share with them right now if you want to support them. Instead, even suggesting they, if y'all heard that was nasty, suggesting they seek help, like medical or therapy, helping them to create a plan of action for something going on in their life. Those are ways that you can support them. Yeah, some person outside was like hacking up their lung. The joys of living in an apartment. Anyway, what you can ask for help with from them, it's the Four of Cups reversed, which is about acceptance. I think for this, it's like less about you and more about you're wanting them to help themselves, and that would be of best support to you. And that's accepting that, like, you're kind of in a different stage in your life right now, or you're kind of winning and doing well, and they're over here dealing with it, where it's like, if you can accept that I'm in this stage in my life right now, and then you can accept that you're going through some things and you need recovery, then I can support you through this. I know that you're worthy of love, and you can come to this relationship as you are. And I think your person really feels like they need to catch up to you, and they need to like you're letting them down. And when you're dealing with someone that is really struggling with insecurity in your relationship, like it's really hard to know what to do. And ultimately it is that person's choice whether they are going to start applying their loving thoughts and feelings that they give so freely to others towards themselves. But if you teach them about what you know about self-acceptance, how important it is, how it's done, and things like that, I think you have something very important to offer them with that. And I think that there's something. I'm even looking ahead to this next card, and not skip ahead, but I am going to actually, because it's the next card. With the Empress reversed and what you're learning, it's like there has definitely been a time in your life where you felt unsupported, where you didn't, or maybe this was even mother problems, if that applies to you, but you know what it's like, and you can absolutely be a guide for this person. And it's also teaching you how to be a provider now. It's teaching you how to care for others, how to nurture others, how to stick around and slow down to let someone you love catch up, with the time theme especially. And you're just learning concepts about nurturing and how you may have been conditionally loving in your past, or you have also suffered from like a mother figure or someone in your a past partner, somebody in your life that was conditionally loving, and seeing that in another person, like in our partner, being reflected back to us is one of the most direct experiential ways of learning about our own wounding and our own negative behaviors that we kind of unconsciously took from things that have traumatized us. And that's what you're learning about through this person. What they're learning about is the full reverse and how serious they've taken themselves and they've taken life in the past, and how this caused them to be unwilling to open their eyes to new experiences. How anything that came to them that was new was like forced. It was them running away from something horrifying instead of them fearlessly and with lots of hope and faith in the universe taking that step out of joy because they wanted to. And they're learning more about how that has led to a lot of difficulties in their life, especially in their relationships, of course. And then next we have, what are you releasing with the Two of Swords reversed? You're releasing that snap decision, like, let's get clear. The Two of Swords upright is like, let us just stop and pause. We know what the choices are, but we just don't know which one to make right now because we need more information, or right now is not a good time to make that decision. And you're learning more about being in that place where you don't have to make any decision right now. You don't have to make a choice. You don't have to be final about it. You don't have to get it over with or get on with it or rush the process because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. You don't know what's going to happen in an hour from now. And sometimes that makes some people out there have very great difficulty in making decisions because they never know what's on the horizon. But I feel like for you, you have this tendency to want to face things head on as directly as possible, and as quickly as possible. As soon as you notice a problem, you're attacking it. You're making it go away efficiently so we can get on and move on and keep it going. But things take time and they're not on your time schedule, and you cannot rush it along, and you cannot make it go any faster, especially for a partner. This partner is really with the 4 here. There's a 4 here too. They are really, which 4 is a particularly slow card in the suit. So they are really testing you in your ability to be patient. And like, even going back to this, like, you're not wanting to wait for things to be successful. Things take time. And in dealing with this delay, you're learning more about an aspect of yourself that is very feminine, receptive, and nurturing, whether you're a man or a woman, or it doesn't matter. When you're not always pushing and expanding and problem solving and figuring everything out and doing, now you have the quiet space to be able to listen, to learn and understand, to care for another person that you care about, to care for yourself, to be contemplative, to be restful. And that's kind of what the universe is trying to teach you right now through your partner and through this delay that you're experiencing right now, where you're kind of waiting for them to get on with their healing, like, it takes time. And what are they releasing? So we have the Death reverse, which is an unwillingness to change, an unwillingness to accept a change that's been forced upon you a lot of times with death. It's like things will never be the same. You can't go back. There's no point in woulda, coulda, shouldas. It's just, this is what it is. And accepting it, the sooner you can accept it, although it can be hard, but the sooner that you can accept it, the sooner that you can start to see how crappy some things about that old life were, even though they were comfortable. Additionally, how wonderful new things are that have had the opportunity, now that something's been cleared out and buried 6 feet under, there, you've got something new in your life now that you can enjoy and appreciate that you would have never had otherwise. Another thing with the Knight of Pentacles reverse that they're learning to release is a sense of instability, a lack of movement. It's not like they're necessarily unstable. It's more just like they weren't willing to build any momentum on something. You know, with the 6 here, it's definitely like running from one crisis to the next to the next. And even if that crisis was actually like a good person for them, but they didn't spend enough time doing the work on their own self-love. So they saw like, I'm not good enough for them, or I can't be in this relationship because I'm damaged goods, or, you know, like this is just too hard because I feel really challenged by this person because they're doing so good and I'm over here like effing up and I'm not worthy of love. And so they take off. They're learning to overcome that flightiness and that trying to build themselves in loyalty, devotion, or just staying the course and like just seeing how things play out, both with themselves and with their relationships. And then finally, the 4 of Pentacles, which is just holding on really tightly to what little that this person feels that they have, kind of clamming up, being very protective, self-protective, and protective in a way that like separates themselves from others. It's like the person with the new car that like parks out into the middle of the boonies in the parking lot so that no one will door ding them. It's like the idea of them wanting to protect themselves is actually detrimental and harmful to them. And the sense that that person that parked out in the boonies has to walk 1,000,000 miles to get to the door of the grocery store, wherever the hell they're at. So does this person, your person, isolate themselves from others because they're very scared of rejection or losing something that is very important to them. So yeah, your person is really going through it, but like if you can slow down and appreciate that good things take time, because this leads back to that same thing of like, I don't want to take the time to build something. You know, what if this is already over? We should be fixing this and finishing this out. You need the balance that this person is imposing on you. Not by their intention, but they're imposing a period of withdrawal from action and to kind of explore your feminine receptive side a bit more. So finally, Sagittarius Venus, we're going to pull an oracle card from the success deck for you for some advice for you as you go forward in June as it relates to your relationship. Anxiety. A lot of these success cards has actually been like very telling, especially if the person I'm reading for is like doing okay and their person's really struggling. A lot of these success cards have been informational and explanatory and helping the person I'm reading for, in this case you, Sagittarius Venus, understand their person even better. Which I love that. It's like responding to what is needed. Animals do not know anxiety because they do not have to become. They are what they are. A tiger does not try to become a tiger. It already is one. Anxiety does not exist in the Buddha's world either. They have arrived. They are realized. There are no more objectives to reach. The journey has ended. They have arrived home. True meditation is relaxing, sitting in silence, letting something happen, Let anxiety emerge and observe it without doing anything to transform it. Testimony of this is true meditation. Testifying, your Buddha being will become increasingly rich. Testimony is the nourishment for your Buddha being. A testimony meaning witnessing, just witnessing it. Not trying to change it, not condemning it or praising it or anything like that, or quantifying it. Just whatever comes about. Like noticing your own feelings about how time is of the essence, how time is fleeting and things like that. And if you can step back from those feelings and witness them without agreeing with them right off the jump, applying a causation for them or anything like that. Similarly, your person, they are experiencing these anxiety and fears to a great degree because they're trying to live up to an image of something that they feel that they're not worthy of, or that they're not able to do so. And I suggest that it may be part of your example, because they hold you in a very high regard. And it may be helpful for you to share your own humanness with them, and bring yourself down to a more grounded level where you're not on this pedestal anymore. And I'm like seeing pedestal there, where you're not on this pedestal anymore, and you're like, look, I'm just as human as anyone else. The way that I deal with my struggles looks very different from you. And you need to recognize that too, that there's nothing inherently wrong with the way that they're dealing with this. Of course, in a partnership, you can always agree to have this person in your life or not. So if there is something that is not what you're okay with, that's past your boundaries, then that's a different story. But I do feel like there's so much more that you two could relate upon with the way that you both need to, like, I feel like this person is very receptive. They're very concerned about what others think, and they have a lot of that feminine energy. You could definitely learn from that. They're probably very eager to learn and listen and help. But they've come to a place where it's very difficult for them to continue doing that. So maybe you can learn from each other in that sense. All right, Sagittarius Venus. I hope this reading was useful and interesting and entertaining, for entertainment purposes only. And I hope you have a really good month, and I'll see you here next time. Bye.